We haven't talked about our whole setup. This is our whole complete setup. You know, we did a little short video on the Fontaine trailer when we first got it, and then we did like 2 or 3 short videos with the semi with some, you know, footage and all that cool stuff. This is our 379 Peterbilt. It's a long nose. Got it for 20 grand. It was off of a guy up in North Dakota. When we got there, we didn't really know it was gonna be a short nose. So it was still a Peterbilt. It was a 13 speed. We drove it all the way home with Kojo. We drove it 1,800 miles to get home. Solid truck, but it was a short nose. Now, we weren't disappointed about the short nose, especially me. I loved it, but we wanted the long nose. We talked about it in so many videos before where we wanted to have that long nose. So my dad, I think me and him were arguing about something. He was coming back from Florida, and he decided to stop at Peterbilt coming up to Georgia. And I think maybe an hour or so later, he called me and said, hey, I found it. And I was like, what do you mean, Dad? He was like, I found it. And I went up to Peterbilt, and this is what he found.
Oh, we found it, all right. That's the truck.
So he got this truck for $38,000. I guess it was too good of a deal to pass out before all the numbers just skyrocketed now. This truck is now worth upwards of $70,000, $80,000 now.
Yeah.
So, anyway, like I said, 2 good opportunities. We did not want to miss out on it, and we grabbed the trucks. Now, a lot of people say, how come y'all didn't put the other truck on the road? We're running this truck right now, but that truck is a backup truck just in case something happens with this truck, you know? A lot of people don't want you even taking loads off the board from their company's brokers if you don't have 2 semi-trucks. It's a smart play because Hotshot, it's a little bit easier. The maintenance is a little bit like, you know, you can handle it yourself. But when you get to these big boys, a tire alone costs $300, $400 for a single tire. I think these are actually like $600. The steers are $600. The drives are like maybe $400. You can get a good deal. Yeah, you can get a good deal on the drives. So we want to just really be safe, and we wanted to be patient when it came to the semi truck. But finally on the road with it, here it is. It's number 5 on the fleet. Pops don't really like the logo.
I don't like the logo.
He don't really like the logo. All right, he don't really like the logo. I got somebody to make the logo for us. This is something brand new for this year. I think I don't
like it there.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I like the logo. I just don't like it there. Plus, I wish he had a curve in it like the first one.
I think it's dope. Don't get me wrong. But like you said, I want the logo to be here. But in order for it to be here, we got to get a whole new step. So that's like a whole. I think the kit that I saw for 2 of them for the nice face, it's like $700, something like that.
They're not expensive.
They're not expensive, but you know, nah, $200. Maybe I'm looking at 3 for each.
Yeah, I think that one right there costs $3, $4.
Yeah, so just to get these, that's what we want, so that way we can put our logo, and we also want to put our numbers probably here as well. We want everything to be clean.
We want the truck to be clean.
And then over time, we're going to paint the whole truck, and this whole truck could be a one solid color or whatever type of design we decide to do, and then the name is going to be here. The cool thing about the truck, which was I guess the selling point of the truck, is that this is a cat 16Z. Supposed to be tuned at 625 horsepower. Now, I don't think we're getting our full feel of it because it is a 10-speed in there. That's the only downfall about it. It's a 10-speed in there. But it's supposed to be 625 something. Look at that one right there. That's nice. Me and the family. We feel like it's 625 horsepower, but like I said, with that 10-speed, I don't think we're getting full power that we could get if we had an 18-speed. But eventually one day we'll swap that out. That's probably like, you know, in the future, probably next couple months or something like that. We bought these pieces right here. They're gonna go up inside the actual filter. And then what color is it supposed to be? Red? Red. It's supposed to be red light. So that's one cool feature that we added. And then like I said, we want to get a whole paint job. You know, it's not done at all right now.
It's a work in progress. Everything gonna take time.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, but we loving it right now. Trust me, we love it. So we went down to y'all know the 75 Chrome shop in Florida. Get an epoxy floor. That could happen really soon whenever we decide to go down to Florida. But this floor, as you can tell, is just really old, really used. We put a new chair in. So we put this new legacy chair in.
Good look.
It is a good looking chair, but once we get the epoxy floor, it'll be dope. But like I said, there's a couple other things that we want to do. It is a double bunk, but you can tell somebody who had it before us, they were doing some work on it. You know, the steering wheel, You know, some of the bezels and stuff up here, these switches and stuff. They're trying to do some work to it.
It's not a bad truck for the price. It's not a bad truck for the age.
Yeah.
Truck was 21 years old.
She's been solid though. We've been running the hell out of her. That truck is old, but we went and got a brand new trailer. Now when I say brand new, it is a 2019 Fontaine 53-foot step deck, but it's never been used. It was brand new off the lot. It's been sitting since 2019. We had an issue a couple days ago where one of the air lines for the brake chamber broke, and then the brake locked up, and possibly was a debris, like some debris on the road. You know, like sometimes you see pieces of tire or whatever.
Alligators.
You know, something probably hit the line because it was just such a freak accident. Some probably hit the line, the line bust loose, and the tire is locked up. So
initially we thought maybe they were old and brittle, but I don't think that's the case. I think it was just some kind of debris on the road, an old tire or something popped up, broke the line loose. It happens.
So another thing that my dad was like keen on getting, the ramps. Now I didn't know nothing about the ramps until he told me what the ramps were. I didn't know the importance of having the ramps, but when a step deck, you know, for a step deck, let's say for instance you got like a load of pipe or anything like that, something that a broker will ask you, hey, can you make it a flat deck basically? You'll put the load leveler, with these are the load levelers, you take these out, and you sit them here, you got like a little piece that actually sits here, you can sit the load leveler in between, and it acts as a flat bed. So that way you can be able to load flat stuff on the surface and take up this whole 10 feet and completely use your 43 feet back here. So that was one thing that he wanted to get. That was like an extra $10,000 for those. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's most definitely worth it. The guy who had the truck before, a lot of people love it, especially when they see it on the channel. Georgia Bulldogs, he was a big Georgia Bulldog fan. Even in the interior, you can tell he got some stickers and stuff. He was a big Georgia Bulldog fan. I think we're gonna carry that on because we are from Georgia. So we're gonna carry that on. Yeah. I mean, we love Nick Saban. Roll Tide. We love Nick Saban, but
why?
Huh?
Why you like why?
Because he's a winner.
But why Alabama though?
Because my uncle used to play for them.
Ah.
Aaron McDaniel. Yeah, Aaron McDaniel.
Is it steel? Is it aluminum? Blah 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 blah. Well, we got a steel wood combination, which is really not that much heavier than the aluminum trailers. You know, it might be 2,500 pounds heavier. You know, some people say, man, that's heavy. It's okay, but this is what I'm comfortable with. I needed a trailer that I could, you know, maybe 15 years from now, if I still got it, I'm still doing this, I can replace the board and feel like I got a newer trailer. You know, it's steel. It's harder to get damaged. The aluminum, once they get, you know, damaged or broke or break a weld, you constantly got to weld them. They don't look good. They don't weld properly. So I chose to go with steel. I don't know if it's the right thing or the wrong thing, but this is what I was comfortable with, you know, going with. And like I say, it's only 2,500 pounds heavier than the rest of them. Plus, we don't haul heavy anyway.
All right, so one thing that we do for sure love about this trailer though is the fact that it's long. They have the other size, which is what, the 48
foot trailers.
48-foot trailers. And my dad was, like I say, he was real keen on getting a 53-foot because you know the decision, you know how much damage he can do with a 40-foot flatbed for a hot shot. And he wanted to capitalize on that or maximize that with a 53-foot. Yeah. So the 53-foot, like right now, we got this load right here. If you look back here, this is another 17 feet of space right here.
Look, I had another load scheduled to put up back here, but a broker with a company called Summit Logistics out of North Carolina, the broker actually screwed us on it. He kind of gave me the load, never sent me the Raycon, and then, you know, he got me to pretty much gave him a number. He came back with a number. I think he ended up being like $2,500 for like 17 feet of space or whatever. Long story short, he gave it to another driver for $2,300. Long story, you know, but that's the shady shit that brokers do. And this guy was supposed to be the director of the company. But instead of doing the right thing on calling me, picking up the phone, I called him like 50 times. Hey man, what's going on with the load? You know, he never answered the phone. So I just left him a bunch of voicemails. You know, long story short, he gave the load to another driver, never told us. Have us drove 2 hours to pick up the load because it was Friday, late in the day, never got the load. That's the kind of shady shit brokers do. His name is Nathan, who works for Summit Logistics out of North Carolina.
The look of the truck. Now, I know a lot of people, when they first get their first semi, they go like Cascadia or Volvo or anything like that looks to have some aerodynamics and stuff. But we, not saying that's a bad decision, that's a great decision to go with. But we've been saying Peterbilt since we first got into the hot shot. You know, a lot of people are asking us why you guys get out the hot shots. We didn't get out the hot shots completely. So we still got one hot shot that's completely still running. But we've always wanted to step up to the Peterbilt. The hot shot was a stepping stone. You know, this right here, look at it. This is massive. This is scary. You know, when I first got in the Hotshot, I was scared to drive that by myself. You know, I was terrified. I felt like that was a big truck. I felt like that was a big trailer. And now, imagine if I just jumped into this. The first week we was in this, it was still kind of scary. You know, we was holding the wheel like this and stuff, and didn't really know how to change gears properly. So I'm glad that we started with the Hotshot instead of jumping straight into the semi. Some people just don't feel comfortable doing that. But we wanted to make sure that we got a Peterbilt. It had to be a Peterbilt. That was our dream. That's what we wanted. I mean, I know a lot of people will say, but you guys are probably getting like 5 miles per gallon. We get it, but this is what we love. You know, it's not all about the dollars. It's about the love of trucking. We have a love for trucking. It's a simple love for trucking. The truck and trailer, it looks good coming down the road. I mean, y'all seen the videos. It looks great coming down the road. It looks fantastic.
Realistically, this truck and trailer is no heavier than anybody else's. I met a guy yesterday with a Cascadia. You know, he was heavier than me with everything he had on his truck. You know, he grossed out like 34,000. I'm under 34,000 pounds, everything included. Truck, trailer, empty. I'm on the 34. I'm like 33.9. He was like 34.2. So it's not that much heavier than anybody else, to be honest with you. Peterbilt is almost like, you know, you got certain cars you can consistently keep tricking them up, fixing them up, doing different things to them. This is why we got a Peterbilt. This is why we got a classic 379, because eventually we stay in the trucking game long enough, we're gonna want to do certain things, you know, bling bling, chrome it out, trick it out, boost the power up, you name it. We want to do all that stuff too. We want to have fun. Life ain't all about work. We want to have fun too. We want to go out there, look good, go to truck shows and all that stuff. You know, nobody going to truck shows in a Cascadia. You know what I mean?
No. Not. I don't know if they go to truck shows. I don't know if they go to truck shows, but I see a couple guys in Cascadias and stuff.
Good.
They'll stretch them out. They'll trick them out a little bit, but the variety, the variety of stuff that you can do with the Peterbilt versus a Cascadia. But the truck is solid. The trailer's been solid. We're having a lot of fun with it.
You know what I like the most?
What?
The idea that I could wake up every day and go work with my son. You know what I mean? How many people can say that? And I woke up this morning and working with my kid. You know, we're still out here. We're family doing this thing. You know, and it's not, like I say, it's not all work. Yeah, you got to work. You got to make some money to keep the business going. But sometimes you get up, you just want to enjoy the atmosphere. I don't even know where we at right now. Where we at?
I don't know. I just woke up.
Missouri. We just passed Joplin back yesterday.
Yeah, we was at Joplin yesterday.
So we probably about two and a half hours up past Joplin or wherever. But it's just a beautiful place, man. You woke up every day to something different.
Modern day cowboy.
Yes, sir. I've been saying that for a long time. We are the modern day cowboys. We wake up, we see something different. You know, we go to it. By tomorrow, we'll be in a whole different state seeing something different. You know what I mean? And it's like going camping almost. But going camping while making money. Can't ask for nothing more. You don't get much better than that.
You know, maybe about 3-4 months from now. I'm going to say minimum 6 months. Minimum 6 months from now, this truck should be a whole different truck. Because I have big plans for it. I definitely want to get a big paint job. New stacks. Because I was learning some things about stacks yesterday with that guy that we saw last night.
What is that?
He was just talking about just he said this is West Coast stacks. This is what they do on West Coast. Now, that's just from him. I don't know if that's true, but you know, those are West Coast stacks. That's what they do on West Coast. He said stacks that he had, they were called Chino stacks.
Okay.
So, but he said they got stacks that look the same, but he made by like 4 different companies, and he says a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. But more research that I got to do about stacks. But there's a couple things I want to do to this truck, and at the same time, I want to do some things to the truck that we have back at home as well. I want that truck to be a show truck as well, or not even a show truck, but just a good-looking truck. You know what I mean? Because these are work trucks, not just show trucks. When we get to that point.
Time and money, we'll get there. Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
God willing, knock on wood, God willing.
Living the dream though, man. That's what it is. We're living the dream.
Counting these commas, we run it up. All of these hoes that won't come with us. Sipping that dirty, she getting real sloppy. Staying high, now she living the dreams. On the pants, Magello on me. Jolly Ranchers mixed it up with the lean. Johnny Dang, all my diamonds on fleek. Pop me a perk and she think I'm a geek.